Hello friends. The operators in PowerShell also work on arrays. Let me list some of these operators as join, replace, contains, in, equal to, or not equal to. Let's see all of these operators in action with arrays quickly. So I have named this demo as PowerShell operators working with PowerShell arrays, and we will see different operators in working like join operator, replace operator, contain operator, and in operator. So let me start with join operator, and already we created one array with name numbers, right? So if we try to run this, I can see it is returning some values. If we try to see like if I want to join the contents or elements of this array, what I can do is I can simply mention the array, and I can use my join operator, and I can define some delimiter maybe, right? So suppose I want to join them with hyphen symbol. So if I run this command, as we can see, we are getting all the elements joined together with hyphen symbol, right? So in this way we can use join operator. And let me see like another syntax for join operator, that is like join, and if I define numbers and if I try to run this command, I can see they all have been joined together without any delimiter. And next one is replace operator. Suppose I want to replace some contents or elements of the array. So we created one array with name fruits. So suppose if I try to return the contents, I can see I am getting apple, orange, and kiwi. Suppose I want to replace kiwi with TV. Suppose for example. So let I write its name fruits, and I want to replace. You can see like I can use all the operators which I am getting over here, and we are just taking examples for few ones only, right? So if I replace kiwi with TV, and let me see what happens. So I can see like apple, orange, and TV. And if I run this command, I can see I have original elements in my array. Replacement happens only for time being, like I get the replacement only in output, but actual elements of array are not replaced, so they are as it is. So in this way we can use replace operator. Next one is contains operator. So contains operators, as you already know, we use it to find whether a collection contains some element or not. So suppose I want to check if my fruits collection contains kiwi or not. So if I want to test it, it is true. Means my fruit collection contains kiwi. Next is in operator. Like suppose I want to check if kiwi exists in my collection fruits, so it is true. Means kiwi exists in this collection. We will discuss very common properties and methods that can be used with PowerShell array. Properties are basically attributes of an object that tells at least something about the object. One of the very common property is length. To determine how many items are there in an array, use the length property or its alias count. Let's see a quick demo to see how this property works. I have named this demo as property and methods of an PowerShell array, and we created one array with name numbers, right? So if we try to list its elements, we can see we are getting numbers from 1 to 12. And if I want to count like how many elements it has, in this example, because we created this demo array, so we know it has 12. So there may be cases that we don't know how many elements exist in an array and we need to count them. So we can use length property for that. And if I run this, it is showing me like how many elements are there in my array. It has 12 elements. So I can also use its alias like count. So count and length are same thing, and 12, right? So basically count is alias for length. Methods are used to quickly retrieve or set property values for every item in the collection or array. Some common methods are like clear sets all elements value to the default value of the array's element type. Like if it is a normal array, then it sets the value of all elements to null. If it is an integer type array, then it sets the value of all elements to 0. The clear method doesn't reset the size of the array. Please make a note of it. So let's see a quick demo to see clear method. We created a array numbers in our last demos. So again, if I return this value, it is giving me 12 numbers. And suppose I want to clear the elements value of this array, what I can use is number and clear method. If I show you, these are properties, right? And these are like which are showing boxes, these are methods, right? So in case I want to use clear method, what I can do is simply this thing, and if I run this command, it has cleared all the elements of this array. If I try to see like maybe numbers, right? So I can see it is not giving me anything because all the elements have value null, but indexing is still same as it was before clearing the elements. We can see that in case if we want, like suppose numbers, and if I pipe the output of this array to for each, like maybe this one, and then if I run this command, I can see I'm getting true, true, true because they all have values of null, but still indexing is same, that is 0 to 11, right? So in this way we can see like values are cleared but not indexing. Like indexing is still same, means size of array is still same. So in this way we can use clear method. Next one is for each method. This method allows to iterate over all elements in the array and perform a given operation for each element of the array. This iteration may include anything, like we can perform some arithmetic operation, or we can perform some string operation, or all the elements of an array. Anything it could be. Let's see a quick demo. We created one array in our last demo. So let me return its values. Oops, we don't have any element in this. Okay, because we cleared all the elements in our last demo. So let me populate it again, maybe with same type of elements, that is 1 to 12, right? So if I run this command, it is populated again, and if I run this, I can get its elements. And if I want to multiply each element with 2, what I can use is for each method, like suppose this one, and for each script block symbols, what I can use is multiply by 2, and I can close this. In case you are not aware about like operators or these kind of variables, so you can please refer previous videos where I have covered all these things in detail. So if I run this command, we can see like all the elements of this array have been multiplied by 2, right? So like 2, 4, 6, 8, I'm getting like this. So in this way I can use for each method to iterate some operation over all the elements of an array. Or suppose maybe like we created one array with fruits name, right? So if I want to get its value, I can get like apple, orange, kiwi, and they have a mix up of uppercase and lowercase. Suppose I want to make them all look like in uppercase fruits, and for each I want to make them to upper. Maybe to upper is also an method. If I run this command, I can see like I'm getting all the elements in uppercase, right? In the same way, if I want to make them as lowercase, so I can use it like this, and if I run this, they all have become in lowercase. So in this way I can use for each method to iterate something against all the elements of an array. Where method. This method allows to filter or select the elements of the array. The script must evaluate to anything different than 0, empty string, or false or null for the element to show after where, right? So please make a note of it. It is very important, right? Syntax for where method is like as you can see in these color codings, like in green it is script block expression, in blue it is mode, and in pink it is number to return, right? So basically script block expression is required for filtering. Mode is an optional argument that allows additional capabilities, and it increases the effectiveness of this method, right? And number to return is an optional argument that allows the ability to limit how many items are returned from the filter. And acceptable values for mode is like default, first, last, skip until, or split. Default means return all items. First means return the first item. Last means return the last item. Skip until means skip items until condition is true. Until means return all items until condition is true. Split means return an array of two elements. The first element contains matching items. The second element contains the remaining items, right? So let me see a quick demo to understand this thing better. So to save time, I have written the code by pausing this video, and I have named this demo as where method. And in this, if you can see, like numbers is an array that we created in earlier demos, and here I'm just trying to list all the elements where element is less than 8, right? So if we try to run this command and see, like we are getting all the elements which are less than 8. Next example is like I have created one array, right, with one element as blank. So I'm trying to get the elements of this array. As you can see, I have 3 items in this, but let me see what we get. As you can see, I'm getting only 2 items, but I'm not getting 3 items because the second item is blank. And if you can remember, I just told you we don't get items or elements with null value. We don't get blank items, right? So please keep this in mind. This is very important. In next example is we are trying to list elements where element is less than 8. So if we try to run this command, we are getting first 2 items of our matching condition, right? So as you can see, we are getting 2 items only. And if we make it like maybe 4, so we are getting first 4 items where condition is meeting, right? So we are getting first 4 items. In the same way, we can list last items. Like here I'm getting last 2 items for meeting condition, or maybe like I'm getting 3 items for meeting condition. In this way I can use both these modes. So here next example is like I will be getting all the elements after our first condition is true. Like wherever we will get true, after that we will be getting all the elements, because here our condition starts from 9 because 9 is greater than 8. So we are getting all the items after true condition, means all the elements after 8. In the same way, if we run this command, we will be getting all the elements before the condition is true, like this, right? And the same way, if you want to list like maybe 2 items over here, so what we can use is we can give the count, and if we run this, we are getting only 2 items. In the same way, we can use numbers here so that we can get only specific number only. So we are getting only 4 numbers. In this way, we can use where method to filter our array very quickly and in a very short code. Let me see one more example, and this is very useful in production environment, and personally I use it very frequently. So what we are getting here is like we are trying to list the services where condition is like status of service should be running, and I'm using split mode over here. So what it is doing here is like whatever elements are meeting the condition, it is adding those elements in this first array, and remaining elements are being added in this second array. Means for the elements for whom condition is true, they are being added in first array, and elements for whom condition is false, they are being added in second array. In this way we can segregate an array into different arrays. If I run this command, you can see like I have 2 arrays created. One is running and it is having all the services which are running, and if I use stopped, it is having all the services which are stopped.